What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American, here today to react and learn about current news in Norway. Because as an American, I never get to see Norwegian news here in the United States from any of our news or media. So today, I'd like to take some time to learn about the current news and events happening in Norway right now. Starting with spring starts bursting out. Spring starts bursting out. Is that really like a headline? What does that mean exactly? Is it finally spring in Norway? Is that possible? It's been spring in America. It's been like warm for months. It's been warm. We actually had a pretty like easy winter. I don't want to make any Norwegians upset by saying this, but we had a really mild, easy winter here, and I think it was really hard in Norway. So spring is just starting to burst out, if not all over, at least in some parts of southern Norway, after one of the longest and coldest winters in decades. So this was really one of the worst winters for Norway in a long time. That's right, I remember seeing in the Norwegian news, like weeks, months ago, about the winter storms in Norway. That's right, this was a very hard year. And so finally, cherry blossoms like those near the National Library in Oslo are a welcome sight. Cherry blossoms? Oh, look at this! What? Where is this? Near in Oslo, the National Library. That's beautiful. What? There's cherry blossoms near the National Library? Oh, is this like a sign that spring is finally here in Norway? Norway's wintry weather began in the middle of autumn last year. Oh my god. Oh my god, it has been winter in Norway for so long. I can't even imagine. That's like just an entirely different way of living. I guess Norwegians just get used to this, right? Like you're kind of adapted to it. With unusually cold temperatures in November and December, continuing into January, February, March. Oh my god, the bitter cold was accompanied by tons of snow and ice that all but shut down many Norwegian cities, including Kristiansund, Stavanger, and Oslo. Oh my god. So has it finally started to warm up in April? And now it's May. And just now it's finally like spring. Like the flowers are starting to bloom. Oh my god, my heart really goes out to Norwegians. I can't even imagine that. Um, because it's been warm here for a while. And even the winter this year, like this year in particular, winter was very easy in America. I don't want to I don't want to compare it to Norway or anything. Um, but yeah, it's a massive difference. Couldn't be more different, actually. Wow. What else do we have here? Norway disappoints Ukraine supporters? What happened here? I know that Norway has been a big supporter of Ukraine. Very big supporter. So how did Norway disappoint Ukraine? The Norwegian government announced Tuesday that it wants to boost its military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine this year by 50%. Why would Ukraine be upset about this? This increase disappointed Norway's own Ukrainian support organization, and opposition politicians indicated they also want to offer more. They want more? That's the problem? That the Okay, see, I don't know what to think about this cuz it's really gracious of Norway to be offering support of any kind to Ukraine. It's a very great thing to do, the right thing to do. Um, but are people really disappointed that Norway isn't offering more? Like, I don't know, what's the phrase? Beggars can't be choosers. That's what we say here in America. Like, you should just take what people are giving you. It's a donation, right? Like I don't know. I don't know how Norwegians feel about this, but I don't know. It seems a little like disrespectful to be like you're going to give us money. Well, I'm upset. You should give us more. You need to give us more. That's not enough. Because it's not just Norway's responsibility. It's, everyone should be chipping in. And Norway should just give what it can give. Prime Minister of the Labour Party met with leaders of the various political delegations on Tuesday before announcing his government's funding proposal. Are they upset because this is like less of a budget for Ukraine this year? Is the budget going down, maybe? Um, okay. I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. Are people actually upset about this? Or this was the Ukraine supporters in Norway? I'm sure Ukraine is very thankful to Norway for any support, right? Right? Okay. Demands rise for more police in Oslo. Really? Why is that? There is there something going on in Oslo? Why is there more police demand in Oslo? Shootings, stabbings, gang violence, drug seizures have become commonplace in Norway over the last few years. What? Uh is is this a strong word? Commonplace? Now, in the last few months, we have seen in the Norwegian news that there have been like a lot of murder suicides. Very strange in parts of Norway. I've heard about those checking out the Norwegian news. But is Oslo really experiencing shootings, stabbings, gangs, and drugs? And is that, can you really say it's becoming commonplace? Especially in the capital. The country's left center government hasn't been willing to boost funding for more police in Oslo, but public outcry may force the center party to alter its priorities. Oh my god, this is very sad to hear about. For one thing, it's sad that Oslo needs more police, because I've always thought of Norway as a very peaceful place. And it's also sad that Oslo needs police but can't seem to get them. Norway needs police but isn't getting it. That's scary too. Oslo experienced another major scare Wednesday afternoon, not long after the May 1st parade on the annual Labor Day holiday. A man in his 30s, originally from Syria, attacked a group of young men at the busy National Theatre subway in downtown Oslo. A man in his 30s from Syria attacked a group of men in Oslo. He brandished a knife and then a second knife in his other hand. What? He lunged at the men before injuring one of them, threatening others, and running towards the royal palace. What? Police don't think this was a terrorist attack, but frightening enough. Yeah, oh my god, this is why I feel like it's good that I check out the Norwegian news. I didn't hear anything about this. This was not a news story here in the United States. I would never have known about this. The assailant has a police record, and on Thursday was described as cooperative but unable to respond to questions. He had a police record, and he was going around Oslo downtown trying to stab people. His attack follows weeks of others. More recently, last weekend, when a young man was shot and wounded inside a kebab restaurant in Oslo. What is going on? That followed a shooting in a hair salon in the Thyssen district. The shooting of an 18-year-old at Holmlia. Shots fired at a bar on Hosman's Gate. What is going on? This is all gun violence? Like there's shootings in Oslo? This is terrifying. This is When did this all start happening? 9 shootings in Oslo in recent months. Stabbings, many related to gangs. Police have been called to schools, to the capital. Gun threats. What? Swedish gangs trying to infiltrate? What? What? Never before have Norwegian custom officials seized more weapons than officials. What? This is terrifying. This is absolutely terrifying if you live in Oslo. They're planning to set up a new police station. Um, wow, this is not what I expected. This is not at all what I expected to hear today. Oh my God. So they really need to get more police trained and in action. Is this mostly in Oslo? Um, I don't know. Wow. Demands rise for police in Oslo. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. That is absolutely terrifying. I had no idea. Because I have such a different idea in my mind of Norway, and Oslo included, of being a very peaceful place. Like, famously peaceful. Very low murders, historically. But that seems to be changing. That's very scary. Very sad to hear about this. Very sad. This kind of thing is normal in most American cities. Like, pretty normal. Like, there's shootings all the time somewhere in America. In some cities, like, there's crime. And it's terrifying to think that even Norway is having that same problem now, because I always thought of Norway as being very different. That's very scary. I hope things get better. I really do. Wow. Weak krone didn't spur rate hike. This is some kind of finance thing. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. So the krone is losing power in Norway. It's becoming less valuable. I know Norway had a rate hike. Norway's central bank kept interest rates steady and no longer think they'll be lowered this year. This is exactly the same story that's happening here in America. Inflation is pretty bad, not out of control yet. Norway seems to be struggling with inflation. The krone and the dollar are losing value, and they have to do interest rate hikes to combat that. And it seems like right now everyone is just kind of sitting and waiting and seeing what happens. Wow. A new natural way into Munch's art. Munch? Who is Munch? Munch's art? Oslo's Munch Museum has opened a highly acclaimed exhibition that offers insights into a little explored side of Norwegian artist Edvard Munch. I feel like I've heard of Edvard Munch. This is a Norwegian artist? Oh, wow. So they have a whole museum dedicated? It's the Munch Museum? The whole museum is just for him? Better known for his portrayals of anxiety and human emotion. Oh, I think Edvard Munch did The Scream, because I recognize this style of painting. Oh, wow. So he has a lot of other paintings. I had no idea. There's a whole exhibition called The Trembling Earth. Jord's Vingninger is now on display in Oslo. Wow. Okay. A new natural way into Munch's art. Okay, he has landscape art. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, that's great. I'm glad there's like a positive article thrown in here. Because, gosh, a lot of these articles have been kind of depressing. The krone losing value, more need for police in Oslo, Ukraine supporters upset. Spring finally starting in Norway, thank goodness. And we also have an egg shortage continues. Food prices rise. Farmers seek more funding. Okay, so last week when we looked at the Norwegian news, there was a headline about farmers protesting. Farmers protesting in Oslo. I think this has to do with it. There's an egg shortage? I have not heard about this. I had no idea. There's an egg shortage in Norway? Like all of Norway? Food prices are rising. Is this because farmers are protesting, or are farmers in Norway not producing eggs? Like, what? Norway's powerful farm lobby is demanding more state funding. This sets the stage for more protesting at a time where consumers face empty egg shelves and rising food prices at the grocery store. Oh, wow, look at this. There's no eggs. So you guys actually sell eggs in like cartons like this. That's interesting. So are Norwegians feeling the effect of this? Like through in all parts of Norway, is there an egg shortage? That's kind of scary because eggs are very important. Like you use eggs to make a lot of other things for food, right? Wow. Norwegians face lots of empty egg shelves at grocery stores around the country. Wow, I had no idea about this. The unresolved issues with Norwegian farming have prompted professors, economists, and market regulators like Meat Cooperative to suggest the Norwegian agriculture policy is dysfunctional. Government subsidies to farmers have increased from 17 billion NOK to 27 billion NOK. So there has been increased funding to farmers, and high tariffs protect Norwegian meat, poultry, fruit, and vegetables. But Norwegian farmers still aren't happy, even with all of this. Wow, they want more funding. The farmers' organizations reacted negatively at once. It's not enough. Wow. It's evident the current egg shortage that's plagued both the industry and consumers for nearly a year. The Norwegians have had an egg shortage for a year now. This is the first I'm hearing about this. I had no idea about this. Brings back memories of the butter shortage that spread over Norway several years ago. Yeah, the butter shortage. Right. I've heard of that. Oh my God, is there any solution to this? Egg prices have risen, are expected to rise. Wow. This just seems like a horrible situation. Farmers aren't poor. So is there like a big debate going on over whether farmers in Norway should get more funding or more money? Like, are farmers in Norway really struggling? Like, what's the debate here? And it seems like the Norwegian people are really suffering the consequences of this farmer protest in Norway. Like we have eggs here in America. Like I have never heard of this egg shortage. That seems to be a Norwegian thing. That's terrible, man. My heart really goes out to the Norwegians this week. There's quite a bit of bad news, unfortunately, but sometimes that's just the way that news goes. But I am happy to be more informed about all this, and for that reason, I enjoyed learning about this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment on any of the Norwegian news this week or any Norwegian news I may have missed. That's very important. That'd be fantastic to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and Norwegian culture and learning things about Norway for the first time, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.